Eagles have been revered by humans for thousands of years. We admire their strength, their beauty, and their ability to soar to great heights. But one of the most fascinating things about these birds is what they're believed to do when they reach the end of their lives. According to a legend that's been passed down through generations, when an eagle grows old and its beak and talons become dull and useless, it flies to the highest mountain peak, breaks off its beak, pulls out its feathers, and leaves behind its old, worn-out body. Then it spends the rest of its days perched on the mountain, waiting for its body to be reborn. And after a long period of time, it flies away with a new beak, new feathers, and a new lease on life. But why would an eagle need to shed its beak and feathers in order to be reborn? What does this legend symbolize about eagles, and what role do mountains play in this mythical transformation? And finally, is there any truth to this legend at all? Keep watching to find out. Why do eagles fly to mountain peaks? The first part of the legend makes sense. As eagles age, their beaks and talons do become dull and their feathers become worn and torn. After all, eagles use their beaks and talons every day to hunt for food, and their feathers are constantly being battered by the wind as they soar through the sky. So it's natural that they would eventually become dull and useless. But why would an eagle need to fly to the top of a mountain in order to get a new beak and talons? According to the legend, the eagle breaks off its beak and pulls out its feathers on purpose in order to be reborn. But is there any truth to this story? As it turns out, there is no scientific evidence to support the claim that eagles intentionally shed their beaks and feathers. In fact, eagles don't shed their beaks at all. Their beaks are constantly growing throughout their lives, but they also wear down naturally as they rub against rocks and hunt for food. This means that their beaks stay sharp and strong even as they age. Eagles do, however, shed their feathers once a year during a process called molting. Molting is when birds replace their old feathers with new ones, and it's a necessary part of their life cycle. As feathers are constantly being damaged, they become worn out and need to be replaced. Additionally, molting helps birds adapt to changes in their environment, such as the arrival of warmer weather. New feathers allow birds to stay cool and comfortable in high temperatures. It's possible that the legend of the eagle shedding its feathers comes from the fact that eagles often fly to mountain peaks in order to molt. Eagles prefer to molt in remote locations where they feel safe from predators and humans. Mountain peaks are often ideal spots for molting since they're usually high, isolated, and difficult to access. When an eagle reaches a mountain peak, it will often stay there for several weeks or even months until its new feathers have grown in and are ready to be used. During this time, the eagle will not fly at all and will instead spend its time resting and preening its feathers. So it's possible that early humans who witnessed eagles molting on mountain peaks may have believed that the eagles were intentionally shedding their feathers as part of a religious ceremony. Some Native American cultures have legends that tell stories of eagles flying to mountaintops to shed their feathers and be reborn. These legends often symbolize the eagle's strength, resilience, and ability to renew itself. In some stories, the eagle's shed feathers are said to possess magical powers and can be used to heal the sick or protect against evil spirits. However, it's important to note that these legends are just that, legends. There is no scientific basis for the claim that eagles shed their feathers on purpose to be reborn. Similarly, the idea that eagles intentionally break off their beaks is not supported by science either. As mentioned earlier, an eagle's beak is constantly growing throughout its life, but it also wears down naturally as it uses it to hunt and forage for food. This means that an eagle's beak stays sharp and strong even in old age, and there's no need for it to break off its beak in order to have a new one. However, there is one part of the legend that does have some truth to it, and that is the idea that eagles often fly to mountain peaks. As mentioned earlier, eagles often fly to mountain peaks in order to mold. They also fly to high peaks to rest and regain their strength, or to gain a better vantage point from which to spot prey. Additionally, mountain peaks are often used by eagles as a place to display their dominance. Eagles are territorial creatures, and they will often fly to the top of a mountain in order to establish their presence in the area. By soaring and circling on top of a mountain, an eagle can let other eagles know that the mountain is theirs. So while the idea of an eagle purposely breaking off its beak and pulling out its feathers to be reborn is just a legend, there is some truth to the idea that eagles often fly to mountain peaks. Molting, resting, displaying dominance, and hunting are just a few reasons why these majestic birds can be seen soaring and circling on top of the world. So why do eagles fly to mountain peaks? Eagles fly to mountain peaks for a variety of reasons, including molting, resting, displaying dominance, and hunting. While the legend of the eagle shedding its feathers and beak to be reborn is just that, a legend, there is some truth to the idea that eagles often fly to mountain peaks. So next time you see an eagle soaring high above the mountains, remember that these magnificent creatures are not only capable of great heights, but also great feats of strength and resilience. Thank you for watching today's video. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the legend of the eagle and its connection to mountain peaks. We've got plenty more fascinating topics to cover, so we hope you'll stick around. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.